Administration and the Hochul administration continue to snipe, though, on social media about this. Who are they trying to reach?
Well, I mean, they're trying to appeal to their respective and very different political bases. For the Trump administration, that's Republicans who want to see the president standing up to a big blue city. And as we know, New York is the biggest and one of the bluest. Duffy accused Hochul of showing, quote, open disrespect toward the federal government. And for the governor, she's used this issue to really go after the president, at least in public, which is something that a lot of New York Democrats have been calling for quite some time. The governor's also taking something of a victory lap today. She's going to be taking a bus through the congestion zone in Manhattan to show off how it's cut down on, yes, congestion, which is what it's supposed to do. But all of that said, the president and the governor do seem to have something of a cordial professional relationship when they've met in person. The governor said as much on a podcast last week, and the president called Hochul a, quote, very nice woman last week. The governor says next time she heads to the White House, she'll show the president plans to revamp Penn Station. That's one area where they do see eye to eye.
They certainly do. WNYC's Albany reporter covering it all there, John. That's just so interesting. Thanks, John.
Thanks, Michael.
Sponsoring WNYC means reaching hundreds of thousands of engaged and discerning listeners who've made our shows part of their daily routine. Find more on sharing your business message with WNYC's unique audience at WNYC.org/sponsorship.
Listener support is essential to WNYC, and WNYC is essential to our community. Our reporters ask tough questions, report the truth without fear or favor, and do the work that is essential not only to our city, but to the strength and health of our democracy. WNYC's monthly sustainers provide the strong, stable foundation that makes our work possible. Not a sustainer yet? Just visit WNYC.org/donate. And thanks.
How to be a shill for charity as we wrap up our business stories from the vast Houston rodeo that ends on Sunday.
Marketplace Morning Report is supported by Progressive Insurance. The Name Your Price tool provides a range of coverage options. Progressive.com. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
I'm David Brancaccio. First, the business of air travel is in a snarl today with the electricity out at London's Heathrow Airport, which is normally one of the 5 busiest in the world. This is affecting air travel worldwide. The BBC's Will Bain is following this for us.
It was some start to a Friday for thousands of passengers stranded after flights were cancelled or diverted to other British or sometimes European destinations. Some planes travelling from the United States, Canada, India and the Caribbean were forced to turn around in mid-air. Over 1,300 flights had been expected to land or depart from Heathrow on Friday. The airport says it remained shut until midnight. The root cause of the chaos was a fire at a nearby electrical substation which supplies Heathrow, and it's not yet known what caused that fire. The government's energy minister, Ed Miliband, said the incident made Heathrow look vulnerable. We've got to learn lessons, he said, about not just Heathrow, but how we protect our major infrastructure. In London, I'm the BBC's Will Bain for Marketplace.
Markets Dow, S&P, and NASDAQ futures are all down in the 4 to 0.5% range now. The average 30-year fixed-rate mortgage is at its lowest since the first week of December.
Marketplace Morning Report is supported by Schwab. Schwab offers investors choices like full-service wealth management, self-directed investing options, and trading on Thinkorswim. More at schwab.com. And by The Economist, devoted to providing independent journalism that makes sense of the news shaping the world. More at economist.com or with The Economist app, newsletters, and podcasts.
A business reporter goes to Rodeo Houston, a colossal 3-week event that wraps up this weekend. Yesterday we heard from school-age Texans going for ribbons and trophies with their beautiful barrows, charming chickens, and stately steers. Now that the winners and losers are ranked in numerical order, the show animals are turned into cash as I get tricks of the trade at a junior livestock auction.
Now, howdy y'all. Let's sell some lambs and goats. Lot 1.
It's the Friday morning junior market auction at Rodeo Houston, where the students put their gorgeous goats and luxurious lambs up for sale to the highest bidder. On stage, the number 2 rated lamb, 173 pounds, medium wool.
His lamb's name is Trump.
It's a hot name these days, regardless of species. Here's the number 2 goat.
Goat's name is Trump.
Most people in the crowd here clutch a list of all 288 lots being auctioned here. Some also have a yardstick to wave to make a bid. As for me, I come equipped with a peer-reviewed journal, volume 56 of Management Science, the article Charitable Motives and Bidding in Charity Auctions, to help me better understand just what I'm looking at.
Ladies and gentlemen, the sale's on. Diamond, how many dollars where? Could be $50,000.
In a normal auction, people want to pay the lowest prices for highest quality, but here they're happy to pay way, way above the going rate for goats and lambs to generate a pile of philanthropic money for a scholarship fund here in Texas.
I believe the commitment for this year from the rodeo to the youth of Texas is $28 million.
Tracy Troop is chairman of this auctions committee, which raised $4.2 million in last year's sale. It's a process that turns lambs and goats into what is actually 2 pots of cash, the big one for the education fund and a smaller lump sum that goes to the animal's student owner. $40,000 for the owner of the Grand Champion lamb, $30,000 for the Grand Champion goat.
They can use it for college education. They can use it to go purchase another animal to show next year. So they can use it for any purpose that they decide to use it for. But the additional money that's raised goes to scholarships.
That $50,000 we heard earlier was the start of the bidding on the Grand Champion number 1 lamb raised by high school senior Madden Wise from Brownwood, Texas.
200, now 250. Not 2.5, 250,000, 81.
Now, a normal wool lamb of this size would go at a commercial Texas auction for around $200 these days. But with charity as the incentive,
now 350, 375, 75, 8148, $375,000.
That journal article describes competing experiments that found that the higher the percentage to charity, the higher the bidding. Now that's in part because charity-minded bidders collude in a benevolent way to get the number higher. The authors, professors from Queensland University, Australia, and Rutgers in New Jersey, call people doing their charitable best to juice up the price unpaid shills. Now, out of respect for the public-spirited people here, let's call them philanthropic bidder-uppers. Again, Mr. Troop, the auction chair.
First of all, it creates a little competition, but it's amazing. Most of the people in that room are very good friends. You have the added touch of the kids being here, and who doesn't love to donate to a child?
People bidding in charity auctions are doing it all or in part for a higher purpose, which confounds some economists who like to think that humans just do things selfishly. Some theorize that people bid so they receive in return what researchers call the warm glow of doing good, or to get the benefits of signaling their good work to the wider community. The Journal of Management study has evidence that refutes that second part, showing little difference between anonymous bidding and bidding with your name attached. Maybe helping others is a reward in itself.
450, 460, 450, 460. Any more? Y'all done? Thank you for the help. Thank you for the help. I sold it to you, $450,000.
Think about that. Madden's neatly shaved, pink-hued lamb named Tu Dotto goes for more than the median price of a home in America.
So give it up for Madden Wise, our Grand Champion lamb for 2025.
Money lessons abound here, like when Madden, bound for Oklahoma State University, gets asked the career question.
I'd like to get a degree in law and pursue overseas contracting.
Overseas contracting. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Well, I just heard it's quick cash, so I can make this possible for my kids.
All of our Houston Rodeo tricks of the trade are now streamable at Marketplace Online, from the steamy retail of Western hats to the Carnival Midway Gourmet wrestling with tariffs. In our videos, we also investigate who bears responsibility for putting fruity pebbles on deep-fried shrimp at the rodeo. Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, our handle is Marketplace APM. I'm David Brancaccio with our Morning Report. From APM, American Public Media.